What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Not So Local Game Store. Think of us as your local game store, just completely online. We supply you with sealed product and signals for Magic, Pokemon, and Lorcana, and we have a growing Discord where we hope to host live events very soon for both Magic the Gathering and other online trading card games. So, the new Magic set comes out in 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little burnt out of Magic, and so there's a big announcement that I want to talk about. You probably can tell what it is in the title, and then I want to talk about what that means for a little bit. So let's get into talking about all of this and see what you guys think. So if you don't know, and you probably don't, because to be fair, I've deleted all the videos at this point, I started my journey in, YouTube trading card game spaces with Marvel Snap. The game had just come out. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a good amount, and I was able to, play with new cards, play an entirely new game. And then some things happened. Marvel Snap had made a bunch of decisions. I mean, one of them being new cards come out every week, which is still a thing that you have to get used to. And they said you wouldn't have to spend a bunch of money, but you do, because you have to buy the new cards, and it's hard to get the new cards without buying them. It's a whole thing, but it is what it is, right? I mean, I play Magic. I spend a bunch of money on cards regularly. And the biggest thing was there was no, real payoff for being very good at the game. I mean, you could play Conquest a lot. So you could get a bunch of variants. You could get to the top of the ladder and try to play for top whatever on the ladder. But there wasn't anything more. Well, now there's more, and it has immediately brought me back in and made me realize that I probably should have been keeping up just so that I had all the cards, because there's a lot of decks I don't have the cards for, but that's a conversation for a later date. Marvel Snap has put out the Golden Gauntlet, which is a tournament series, which I never expected to see from Marvel Snap, that results in a world final near the end of this month in November. And since Magic is kind of, falling off till the new set, and the first game of this gauntlet, or the first open of this gauntlet, is August 9th, which means the new set will have just come out for Magic. Registration doesn't open till the 31st of July. I decided that it'd be silly for Not So Local Game Store to not try their hand at the Marvel Snap Golden Gauntlet. Mostly myself. I'm not sure if I'm going to get Germ involved or not. We're going to see what we can do. Maybe I can get him an account set up too. But one of the big things is I've realized, sorry for coughing, how many decks I don't actually own the cards for. So we're going to look at some of the top decks and then see what we can put together, because we need to start practicing today. All right, so let's start with the Fantastic Four. Have a movie coming out, and one of the best things that Marvel Rivals does is it puts out cards based on the movies that are happening in Marvel. So I just wanted to show it. There's a Mr. Fantastic. It looks like Pedro Pascal, kind of. It's kind of cool. But the real thing is, I went and pulled a bunch of lists that are the top lists in the format, and I want to talk about some of them, but I also just want to let you know that none of these lists, when I actually pasted them in here, were built more than halfway. So I want people to know that the Gauntlet is happening. I think it's really cool. I think it'll be awesome for a bunch of people. I want you to know that the top lists require a bunch of cards that take a while to get. So either be prepared to spend a bunch of money, which is fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to end up doing it. Or know that you're going to go in with a deck that may not be top tier, but can still win. Today we're going to talk about decks. Starting the rest of the week, we're going to play these decks. I still don't know the format for the Gauntlet. I don't know a bunch of information. I feel like I might have not just found it yet, or they just released it and haven't told us that yet. But I have some different options, so let's look at a few different deck options, talk about what's good and bad about them, and then starting in next video, we'll start playing games and all that fun stuff. Alright, so Marvel Snap Zone is what I use for, meta decks, and this is the first one that really looked interesting to me. And that's mostly because High Evolutionary, which is a card that was kind of the last card I had played when I was playing Marvel Snap, is in this list and works with the cards in this list pretty well. Now, because of how all of this works, I'm gonna have to kind of tell you what the card does. We are in Marvel Snap Zone. The one thing that Marvel Snap doesn't have a great base of yet is still having the built out databases and stuff like Magic does or other long form card games. But High Evolutionary basically says any card without text has special text. So that's going to be your Misty Knight, your Cyclops, your Abomination, and I think that's it in this. I've never played Marvel Boy. No, it does. Okay. So yeah, so it's just those. But the text that High Evolutionary adds is end of turn text. And Fantasticar, new card that just came out, gives all your end of turn cards +2 at the end of their turn. So, if you're brand new to Marvel Snap, I guess I should say this, the top left-hand corner is how much energy you have to pay to cast the spell, and the top right-hand corner is how much power that has. Now, we're going to get into more details later, but just to point out, this is one of the top decks. On the left, it has series, which is like when the card came out. Series 5 is the most expensive series. Those are all 6,000 tokens a piece. I believe 12,000 tokens is $100, so be warned. And this deck has 6 of them. I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I own 7 of the 10 cards here. And I still don't think I can play this. No, I own 8 of the 12 cards. I can't count. I'm missing 4 cards, and they're all Series 5. So I want to give you a heads up, and this is kind of the point of doing this. We're not going to talk about every single deck. I want to just talk about this deck because I wanted to give you a heads up that yes, the Golden Gauntlet sounds awesome. Yes, I'm gonna bust my butt to play in the Golden Gauntlet because I want to do it because I think it'd be interesting and good content, and I'm super excited that Marvel Rivals got a tournament format. If you are planning to play in the Golden Gauntlet as your, like, I'm gonna get into Marvel Rivals thing, know that there's 2 more opens, and know that you either need to cook something crazy up that breaks the meta, which people can do, or know that the game is slightly pay to win. Be prepared. It's super cool. The Golden Gauntlet seems really awesome. I'm super excited for the Golden Gauntlet. But just know that that's a thing going forward. There's going to be people who just own every card. And you don't own every card. I don't own every card. Like, that's just truthful. I don't own every card right now. But you can get there. It just either takes a lot of time or just some money, you know. Because all of us have that just lying around. But that's the initial video for Marvel Snap. Now, I might have said Marvel Rivals earlier. I mixed them up sometimes. But basically what I'm saying is for the next 3 weeks, this channel is going to be full Marvel Snap. Now, streaming-wise, I do not know if that means that Twitch is going to switch to Marvel Snap and I'm going to be streaming and Germ's going to take some time off, or if Germ is going to continue to stream Magic while we wait for the new set. But I'm super excited for the Golden Gauntlet. I'm going to show you guys my entire journey from the start to the finish of the Golden Gauntlet. And that means 3 different open qualifiers and hopefully showing up a little bit. So, like always, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I know this video was kind of weird and there's no gameplay, but come back tomorrow and we'll start gameplay with our first video and go from there. So thank you guys so much and have a great day.